Hey guys, it's Miss Landry, and I just want to go over this worksheet with you before you get started on it to kind of clear up any questions you might have. In this worksheet, you are looking at velocity versus time. Make sure that you understand that. So the first few questions on this basically ask about the graph. The questions are designed for you to make sure that you are really paying attention to what is on the axes, because depending on what type of graph it is, you're going to have different answers, whether it's speed versus time, position versus time, distance. All those graphs have different answers. So there's two graphs on the bottom. You've got graph 1, velocity versus time, and graph 2. So here's, hang on, I'm going to get a little highlighter here. So here's graph 1, here's graph 2. Notice both are velocity versus time, so make sure that you understand that. So let's take a look at a couple of the questions. You're going to indicate what is on the X and Y axis. Make sure you understand what each of the tick marks mean on the graph. Remember from the very beginning of class what goes on the X axis and what goes on the Y axis. If you aren't exactly sure, remember that the dependent variable, which is right here, is the one that we measure. So you kind of measure both, but it's really what changes based on what you are doing. Initial and final velocity and time interval. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an example and answer one question for you from graph number 1. So the question asks here, during what time intervals is the person not moving? So remember that when we're looking at velocity, a horizontal line, if it's not at 0, just means the car is traveling at a constant speed. But if the velocity is at 0, like it is here, so in this case, this part right here and this section right here, that means that person is not moving. And so your answer, the time intervals for graph 1 would be between 40 and 60. I believe these are seconds, which you would have already answered. Yep, those are seconds. And also between, looks like 100 seconds and 110 seconds. So that would be the answer that you would put right in that box there, right here. Okay, and then you're going to answer the same type of question for graph 2. These are not hard. I got this worksheet. This is a worksheet I found that I thought was really good for what we're doing. These are not hard questions. You guys can answer these 2 questions for sure. So don't think that those are hard. And then you're going to do the same thing on these 2 graphs. So we have graph number 3 and graph number 4 right here. Same types of questions. So this is just really good practice on velocity versus time graphs. So please get these done and submit them to me on paper. I will go ahead and print these for you and have them on paper. And you can check your answers when you're done before you take the quiz on velocity versus time. Thanks.